doctors, including members of the Malaysian Medical Association Perak branch and or the Perak Medical Practitioners Society, are very concerned and troubled over the prolonged illegal detention of our colleague Dr. Jayakumar Devaraj. We are concerned for Dr. Jayakumar's health, which seems to be deteriorating under detention. We are deeply saddened, hurt and disillusioned by the action of the judiciary, which is supposed to be independent, which on 13 July 2011 delayed the hearing date of habeas corpus application for Dr. Jayakumar and 5 others by 1 month. Those who knew Dr. Jayakumar personally will readily vouch for his integrity, his passion for the poor, and his principled, patient, and peaceful approach. He is neither a communist nor a violent man who could be a serious threat to the country. For the record, Dr. Jayakumar is a highly dedicated physician who has had excellent service record while working in the Ministry of Health and has been a tireless social advocate and activist who has worked throughout his life to help and protect the rights of the poor, the marginalized, and the forgotten communities in the society. All those who know Dr. Jayakumar speak highly of his work and commitment to the people. How can someone with such immaculate professional standing and exemplary nature be an enemy to the country?
Dr. Jayakumar, I know him for maybe about 15 years. And as director of Hospital Ipoh, he was a chest physician of Hospital Ipoh. And he used to come all the way from Teluk Intan to see his patients sometimes on his own free will. The best thing about him is he used to fight for his patients. If a patient needs a particular drug, he will insist he wants a drug. So someone will have to get the money to buy the drugs. Such was his dedication towards the patient. I remember one case where we had to import the drug from Australia. It cost the government $3,000 that time. So he's a man of such dedication, caring attitude, and always he's there for the patient. And his social work, I think you have already spoken. And I read from some magazines, even as a medical student, I was working in Sarawak with the rural community in Sarawak as a medical student. So such was his dedication, his social work. So I think a man of this stature, the contribution has made to the society, I think is very unfair for the government to detain him without any reasonable cause. And by interviewing him for hours and hours, you're not going to come to anything. So I think best is to safeguard the face of the government. I think best is to release him.
The authority release him as soon as possible so he can fulfill his duty as a parliamentarian for his constituency.
Not only he's, as mentioned by all the colleagues just now, he's a dedicated, very rare doctors who has put patients and the people first, than his own safety and his own family. And definitely he's really an example that all us doctors would like to follow. So I think to label him a communist is very unfair, and he definitely, this kind of stature, who has given his whole life, sacrifices, his life to the people, champion the rights of the poor, the marginalized, and the forgotten people in the community, in the society. This kind of personality should not be dubbed, as a communist. In fact, is the hero of the people.
以神一个同事的身份来了，就是因为政党的，因为我们知道现场的有很多是不一定是明年的医生了，不过可以说是华业政党的。今天这个全民运动也是医生们自动自发的，并不是由我或者由 任何政治背景的人所发动的。所以这一点呢，我讲也以这个发动的这个医生呢，给一个正面的肯定了。所以我们希望说，接下来的全国的各地的医生都能够自动自发的施以压力，因为我们每一个都认同说 Dr. Jayakumar 是一个值得尊敬的人民的医生，所以我们希望当即马上释放 Dr. Jayakumar. What I just mentioned is I'm here as a doctor, as a colleague of Dr. Jayakumar, and we can vouch for his integrity. He is a doctor of the riot, and we know that the doctors has got very diverse political background. But as far as Dr. Jayakumar is concerned, we all unanimously agree that he should be released, and we urge and demand that he's released immediately. So, I also urge that doctors in other states also do the same, and so that the pressure can be mounted on the Ministry of Home Affairs, so that Jayakumar can be released as soon as possible.
Everything that has been said about him is true. No, he was very dedicated, very diligent, always cared for the poor, I think, and marginalized. You see, he went to the extent of going and living in the estates to see how the conditions are there. And his main aim was to improve the conditions of the poor, better housing, better wages, better amenities. That was his main aim. You know, he went to the extent of going there and staying with them and seeing the living conditions. I think not many people do. Very, very
I can tell you that Jayakumar is the epitome and is the example that all of us strive to follow. We are not many of us, in fact, I don't see all of us reaching that level of dedication that he has. But we try. But he is what we are striving for. His way he treats his patients, the way he treats the country sick, is what we as doctors swear to do. And I see no reason why a person of such caliber, where we as doctors want to follow his example, should be incarcerated. And that is why I feel very sad that a government with intelligence can do such sort of thing. So I think the best thing is that the government wake up and let a person who has the honor and the dedication and who is the epitome of the medical profession out. Otherwise, we will be given the wrong impression that doctors should not be dedicated.
We urge the immediate release of our colleague, who is also a member of Parliament, Sungai Siput. Dr. Jayakumar and 5 other Party Socialist Malaysia members were illegally detained under the emergency ordinance recently. They have been placed in a cruel and unjust situation. First of all, they were accused of waging war against the king, now of being a threat to national security, and allegedly trying to revive communist ideology. They are subjected to interrogation and solitary confinement, denied proper visitation rights with their lawyers and close family members. This is unacceptable in a civil and democratic society. We say that the detention is illegal because till today there is no solid and substantiated basis for the continued detention of Dr. Jayakumar Devraj and 5 of his PSM colleagues. The Home Minister must make every effort to secure the immediate release of Dr. Jayakumar and to do justice both to his ministerial duties as much as to Jayakumar himself. We scarcely need reminding that Article 5(1) of our Federal Constitution says no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty save in accordance with the law. Malaysia sits on the Human Rights Council. The Malaysian government must do justice to its position on this council by according and recognizing the human rights of Dr. Jayakumar and his team who are under illegal detention. The least that the Malaysian government can do is to live up to the ideals of the Human Rights Council and not violate those very rights which it has been charged to defend steadfastly. In view of his obligation, it will be totally unjustified to continue this illegal detention of Dr. Jayakumar and his team without giving him a fair trial in the court. The government should do justice to its position on this council and convince Malaysians that there is no malice on their part. Denying Dr. Jayakumar and his team the right to defend themselves is actually denying them justice. Therefore, we, medical practitioners of Perak, urge the government, especially the Home Minister, to release Dr. Jayakumar and his team immediately. It is pertinent here to emphasize that we are strictly apolitical. We are acting purely as colleagues of Dr. Jayakumar, who is also an active and very much respected member of the MMA. His family is much respected for the outstanding social work it has done all these years. Dr. Jayakumar's family has contributed enormously towards the development of healthcare services in our country. What we are actually asking here is release Dr. Jayakumar immediately, give him justice. If you think that he has to go to trial, try him in the court, not in private. That's all we are asking. Thank you.